At the CeBIT press conference end of July in Munich, we talked with Clemens Weisshaar, the designer of the CODEn presentation in Hall 16 at the CeBIT, about his concept for presenting this year's CODEn topic into the Internet of Things and his personal approach to this topic.
My name is Clemens Weisshaar. I'm one of two. Reed Cram and myself have an office called Clemens Weisshaar, and we develop media architectures and products.
So, what's your connection with CODEn?
Well, we have designed the last CODEn 14, around big data, and we've been asked back to do the next one, which will be all about the Internet of Things. CODEn 15 will be even more amazing than CODEn 14. We want to be very structured around the theme and the content, because we think it's a great chance to discuss these things and to also think about these things. So the architecture will be a result of that, and we will actually build a very large robotic media installation where participants from across the world can take control of giant industrial robots and put them to use, producing furniture that people design on an app beforehand, and then we'll ship those pieces of furniture to everyone who submitted one. I think that the most exciting thing about the Internet of Things is that we already live in it. It's already happening, it's around us, and it's just getting more, and it's accelerating. So I don't think it's a sort of future scenario. It's much more something we already deal with, we live in. But the chances are massive, and I think the potential behind this development, that everything is connected, everything is online, is huge. The risks, I think, we'll be able to mitigate those, and we shouldn't be too worried. People were worried about the steam engine as well, and we shouldn't worry. We should keep going. I think when we first thought about these things in around the turn of the millennium, we imagined a future where everything would be RFID tagged, and you would connect things by having RFID readers and gates and front of doors and blah blah blah. But that's not necessary. We realize that our phones, our smartphones, they learn where we live. They tell us when we come home. It's not the sensor that goes, oh, he's at home, let's turn on the heating, because then it's too late anyways. It's about anticipating when somebody will come home, and that's the exciting thing, that happens. That those behavior patterns, they're already being analyzed. Your iPhone already tells you now, oh, at this time of day it takes you 7 minutes to drive home, because the phone knows where you live. But you never told the phone where you live. It's all about where you go every night. So a lot of these things that we now kind of still feel are difficult to achieve, to track, to anything. It's going to be very fluid. It's going to be very easy. And speaking about fridges, I don't think a fridge needs to be online. Because you can't really make it warmer or colder depending on whether you're at home. That doesn't make sense. There's so many ideas around that don't make sense, but there's many things that do make a lot of sense, and a lot of them really concern all of us. They concern society much more than individuals. If we have more awareness for traffic, we'll be able to build cities much more efficiently. If we have smart metering in the electrical grids, will be a game changer. Right now, the electrical supplier, they just feed in and people pull, but nobody knows who pulls what when until you send in your meter readings a year later. So, and that's Stone Ages, right? It's almost absurd. And a lot of those things will change, and they have to change because energy is becoming more expensive, and we have to be more efficient. So I see it as a very natural thing to happen, actually.
Thanks.